On this 128th day into the awesome title reign of the Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio, we welcome you all to Bells and Belts. We apologize for some technical difficulties, or we had some trouble reaching the deepest, darkest places in this world. We're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. I got Man Up, but I got Joey here with me. Gentlemen, good evening to you.
Good evening, man. Oh man, what a start!
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. When we try to reach out to those outer regions of people's minds and space, man, it gets hard out here. It gets hard out here. So a little bit, we got to plan accordingly next time. Joy, what's up, man?
I'm just happy to be here. We did start a little late tonight, but don't worry, we're going to try to get it all in here tonight. We're going to have a good time. So I'm excited about this interview, absolutely 100%. So,
all right, without further ado, let's get into it. So this is what happens when we try to reach into the outer regions of parts unknown, minds and space and whatnot. I guess our reception, his reception didn't quite jive, but we got Sycho Simon, the Memphis Wrestling Heritage Champion, on the show tonight.
Man,
I'm hearing critics in the background. I'm pretty scared. Just like, good evening to you, sir.
I can hear y'all. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Loud and clear, man. Loud and clear.
I had to get my kid over here to give me some headset, like I was playing the game or something, like I'm on GTA or something. But then I saw y'all were on the headsets, and I was like, all right, cool.
It's easier to hear with the headset for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Welcome to Bells and Bells. We definitely thank you for the time. I'm still recovering here, Joey. We're just trying to get through mind and space through this thing. It was crazy.
Right, bro. Yeah. I don't know how to use computers. I mean, I just be beating people up. I don't know. I mean,
that's facts.
Old school. That's why I have Dustin Starr. He just does all that stuff for me. I don't even have social media. I just have Dustin Starr.
Absolutely. We definitely going to get into all that into what you do for a living or whatnot. Well, one thing that we always ask all of our guests is in the beginnings. What is your very first wrestling memory?
So my uncle, his name is David. He's crazy, man. He's a crazy dude. And he would always tell us about wrestling, me and his son. His son is like a little bit older than me. He was born in September, and I was born in March the following year. So we were always together all the time. And so he was like an animal guy, and I was a hawk guy. And so we loved the Road Warriors. But our first favorite tag team was the Fabs, bro, because we would hear the song in Memphis, and they go play the wrestling song, and so then everybody wants you would come on. And my uncle would just be like putting it over, and he was the one that really kind of got us into wrestling. But then my cousin wasn't interested in as much as I was, so he kind of grew out of it. And then my parents don't care anything about it. I mean, well, they do because I do it, but I'm saying they weren't wrestling fans at all.
Okay.
My uncle's grandmother though used to smoke cigars with the Fargos in Dyersburg. She was old. She had like a tattoo on her forearm and stuff. And she would go to Southtown and Dyersburg and hang out. But then his dad hated wrestling. So it's like it was passed down from great grandma to my uncle. And then he passed it over to me. And then I passed it over to my cousin, which he doesn't wrestle anymore, but he really loved wrestling at the time. And then, I mean, I made up with it. So it's enough for a lot of people. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So what age were you when you first started to become a fan of professional wrestling, would you say?
I don't remember not being a fan. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like in middle school and high school, like me and my buddies would still have like figures at school. You know what I mean? We like bring the
Yeah.
figure to school, and you're like, bro, I just got this Billy Gunn figure, and they were like, oh
Yeah.
man,
Okay.
for real. So
I was getting ready to ask I was wondering was it the LGN figures or was it which figures were they?
every single one of the coolest figures I had in middle school was, I don't know if y'all remember them. They were about, just a hand size, but there were those WCW ones, and they were hard. They never moved, so it was just like, very
Okay.
Blue, yeah.
and they were just steel. So I had the Steiners, and I had the Four Horsemen. I had Doom. And so when I got Doom, my friend Deshaun Curran, we had the same birthday. He goes, bro, you got those for your birthday? And he wanted to, he was just so jealous. And I was like, yeah, I got you on that one. Because we loved wrestling, and we always got stuff on our birthdays at school. So we always brought it. And he was like, he got like Ric Flair, but I got Doom. And so he was like, oh, like he was all over Butch Reed and Ron Simmons. It was just like, I've never seen anybody he was so, like, I guess he liked the mask and everything. He was just, his uncle is actually TD Steele. He came, we go over his house and one day, and TD Steele was sitting in the living room. I go, bro, that is TD Steele. What are you doing? And he's like, who? And I go, dude, he's on Memphis Wrestling.
Yeah.
And so dude didn't even care like that he was like, dude, he just gets beat. I was like, bro, I'm trying to get that dude's autograph or some pictures or something.
He was literally on TV every Saturday morning for, I mean, like every week. I swear to God, TD Steele was out there.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, me and Dustin Starr are fans of the Jobbers too. That's how big of fans we are. We're like, Mike Samples, Billy Joe Travis is like one of my favorites of all time, But it's like, who's going to, like Eric Embry, the guys that came through, those kind of guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember during that world class USWA phase.
It was good, wasn't it?
It was that's where I got introduced to Eric Embry. He was managed by Percy at the time.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how I come to know Eric flamboyant Eric Embry. So yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people I think he's underrated, like so bad. He would talk people into the building for real.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love when he would do his hair and he was like, shh, like he was crazy. No, I mean I can't do that because I have no hair, but maybe I could do like my chest hair or something like so. I have no hair on top anymore.
No hair on the eyebrows either. You can't even do it in the eyebrows, my dude.
Oh, bro, I don't play, dude. I shave it all off. I'm like, dude, I'm like Kane. You know what I mean? I'm over here. I don't play.
Well,
plus it looks crazy.
What age did you decide that you might be interested in becoming a professional wrestler?
Man, that's the crazy thing. Like people ask you what you want to do in school. And I mean, me and my buddy, like Deshaun, Alex, Dement, a couple people, we were like sick into wrestling, and like they kind of grew out of it. And some other friends came in, like this dude, Chris O'Neill. He wrestled later just because I wrestled or whatever, but he's really good. He helped me do some stuff this weekend. He's a really good dude. But I met him in high school, and it really got sick then because him, me, my other buddy, Killer's brother, who his name is Greg, but he ended up doing some announcing for us, and he his wrestling name was Mark Tipton III because he was a big fan of Mr. Wrestling, and he lived on Tipton Street, and he was a Mark, so he called himself Mark Tipton III. But he's a really good referee, and he always had Dusty's elbow pad when we did trampoline wrestling, and he would beat the shit out of us. It was hilarious. He would always hit the elbow on us, which I guess is like I don't know, subliminally when everybody loves the elbow, but he taught us a lot about wrestling. Like when I say like that we didn't know, he taught us the like the proper way. He knows stuff that like I'm like, man, I don't even remember that, but he's like, fans should be this way, wrestlers should be this way, they should not cross. Like he's really particular. We would go to his house because nobody else could get ECW pay-per-views or stuff. and that dude would
Okay.
not let us talk. If we wanted to watch it, we could not speak at his house, and so we had to sit there the whole pay-per-view and not talk. And if somebody would talk, he'd ask him to. He'd be like, "You're not coming back." So then it ended up being just me, his brother, and Chris that would stay, and he never had any good food. He had like oranges and ham sandwiches and like Pepsi One. And he was like always on a diet. So like you go over there and you like want to order a pizza and he's like, nope, I'm on the diet. Can't do it. So, I mean, but we love wrestling that much. We just go over his house and just be like, all right, please, thank you.
Silent, eating oranges and drinking Pepsi One and watching.
Bro, he didn't, I mean, like Pepsi One's so terrible. So you just sit there and just like, man, after we leave, we're going to get something to eat. I promise y'all. But you had to see ECW, you know? ECW is my stuff.
I haven't heard of Pepsi One in years, man.
Oh, man, dude.
I know, right?
Dude, I just remember he had that stuff stacked in there like it was beer. I go, what is this?
What a strange diet he was on, but all right.
Dude, he got down to from 400 pounds to 180, and he looked like death. But that joker was skinny.
Yeah.
But he was awesome. He's still alive, so he's awesome right now. I mean, he's one of my favorite people. If you had him on here, bro, he'd be teaching you some stuff.
Hey, my take him up on that because I'm all about history, whatnot.
He did announcing in Dyersburg and Ripley and other places. I mean, he's done some podcasts and other stuff with the Golden Boy and stuff. So I mean, he knows his way around wrestling.
Okay, nice. So at what point? I know Dustin had told us he met you in Arkansas training too.
Dustin had already been wrestling, so it was. I'm trying to think of the exact date because I mean I can't remember the exact date, but I did show Justin Credible this picture the other day. I have 2 photo albums from this show in Nashville. It was around Christmas time. My dad took me, those guys I was telling you about, my cousin and a couple other dudes. We sat front row at Municipal Auditorium, ECW on TNN, and we were on the. So the hard cam was behind us, right? So, but Mike Awesome power bombed a dude, Tanaka, and it went under the guardrail. And my dad goes, well, damn, he's right here with us. And my dad hates wrestling. I don't think he hates wrestling, but he just doesn't care about it.
Yeah.
And, but it was 13 matches. I broke my ankle the night before at Church League basketball. Ooh. My leg was purple as can be, but I stood up the whole time. And the crazy part, there was no intermissions. They would play the music, go to the back. You could sit down 2 seconds for real. They'd already start the next thing because they were trying to film so many. And it was awesome. I was like, dude, I was ate up with it then. And then I got a cast on my leg and probably the next week. And I was just stuck, in the house or whatever. And I happened to be watching Channel 5 Power Pro, one of my favorite shows, and so Power Pro School of Wrestling shows up, and I'm like, oh my God, dude, this is cool. And so my dad said, you should call him. So I call him up, and Don Bass answers the phone. And I'm like, this is the Don Bass. This is pretty cool. He goes, meet me in Jericho, Arkansas. So my dad and my buddy Chris and Killa, he drove us over there, and we met him at the Flash Market, this shitty gas station. And we followed him back to Jericho, where Dustin was telling you about. It's you would go over this little train tracks into a little trailer park that they own. Hollywood Jimmy's security, the more, I guess, kind of the flat top guy that's kind of, Chris, he's actually, related to Don Bass. So that's where we met him. We met him. Me, him, and Dustin have known each other longer than anybody else that I've known in wrestling. So we were all kids, and I see this barn, and dude, it is a, I mean, right now, I wouldn't take anybody there and show them that. I wouldn't even put a lawnmower in there. It's that shit. It would seem like it would be a bunch of rusty tools out there. And Dustin was not lying. It was only carpet, no underlay, stinking ass carpet laying down. And there was these poles that would hold the building up. And he had duct tape on this rope, and it was not wrestling rope. It was just rope. And they were duct taped around. And so he would go through what he called the Holts, Holts, put the Holts on them. So you had to do the front wrist lock, top wrist lock, hammer lock. You go through all these locks all the time. And then You do your rolls. So you had like 40 forward, 40 back. And then, until you quit being dizzy, he wouldn't let you do anything else. And so I was training with this dude from St. Louis and on the nights. And then I don't know what the deal was with Don, but he said they needed some people to set up the ring. And so he had me and Alex from 2 nights, and then Jamie, Jet Logan or whatever, and then Dustin came from the other 2 nights, and then we all met up there and put the ring together. So that was like the first time we all met each other, the trainees. But I'm talking about, like, I had probably been training like maybe 5 weeks because me and Alex gave him the whole $3,000. My grandma gave me a $3,000 check to give to him. So he rushed us in. And, when I met Dustin, I mean, they were like, oh, man, this guy's a dickhead. But then, I mean, I say like I just tell the truth all the time. Like, so I don't really give a shit like what other people say. I'm just going to tell you like what I say. And like Dustin was like, man, he's just such a dick, and like they were like all hating it. But then Dustin's kind of the same way. So then we started hanging out more than everybody else. Okay. And then I like lived at his house. He lived at my house. I mean, his parents let me live at their house. I mean, they were very nice to us, and they let us like go and try to be wrestlers. And I mean, I just have to say thank you to his parents all the time, his mom, his dad. We called his dad the Colonel because he had white hair and he was like 30 years old and the most tan person I've ever seen. And then my parents, dude, I promise, if y'all seen this dude, he's funny though. But I mean, it's pretty good times though back in the day.
So when did you make your debut? First time wrestling in the ring in front of a crowd.
All right, so this is a crazy thing. These dudes that I went to church with before we started training, they go, and you can do, wrestling, you can do some moves. So they asked me to go up to this little show, and then I was like, all right, cool, I'll wrestle. So we were just doing, we were wrestling without being trained, but you could do all the moves anyway, so it's fine. And but it was like the most outlaw shit you could ever do. I mean, it was terrible. I mean, it was, but
sounds like it.
The crazy part is I had a key to the building. So me and my buddies, the young guys, we had a backyard wrestling federation. We would sneak into this place in the middle of nowhere and close all the drapes, and we would go in and film like actual wrestling, and then we'd sell it on the internet. Now we only sold like maybe 5 of them.
Wait. So the building had the ring in it?
Oh yeah, and it was the shitty. I mean, I gave a dude a spine buster, and it broke the ring during the middle of the show. So everybody comes out, and they put the steps under it because it was wood. I mean, it was the worst shit, and the tarp was brown, and it smelled like death.
Smelled like brown.
Yeah, because they didn't have real wrestling like a mat. It was a it was a waterproof truck top, that you cover.
Oh wow!
And so then your clothes smelled like ass, and but then they let me do that, and so I'm like, that don't really count though. And so then the first, I would say, after the Don Bass thing, Dustin got booked the week before, him and Jet, for Rampage Wrestling for Tim Hansen and Phil Hansen. They wrestled, and then the next week, me and Alex Crisis wrestled in Wynn, Arkansas. And we met the same people as Dustin and them met, and they told Dustin and them to go to a 10-minute Broadway, but they didn't tell them what a Broadway was. So they did the same thing to me and Alex the next week. And, you didn't have cell phones like you do now. You just like waited till 9 o'clock to call so you didn't, go broke. And the dude goes, 10-minute Broadway. And so me and Alex were just doing moves, and then all of a sudden they ring the bell. We're like, so now what? I mean, we looked stupid. We were just so dumb looking. It was hilarious because like when I look back at it, we really thought we was hard. We thought we was hard.
It's crazy, especially at that point. You didn't know what a Broadway is. It was like you all just going. I know hindsight being 2020 was like you going in the ring, you doing moves, whatnot.
Dude,
but it's like
I'm talking about. I hit that joker with a pile driver, a jumping pile driver. He still didn't get beat. I was like, man, dude, we getting everything in. It was like good moves, dude. I had long green hair and this cool outfit. It's called Kryptonite. And it was everybody's marking out for the outfit. And I was like, awesome. And then the shitty part, though, I had to send the outfit back because some bitch didn't fit right. And so I didn't get it back forever. And it was like I had to wear some just random stuff for a while. Like I wrestled the next match. I had like I don't know, some frogs like smoking weed on a shirt that I found and some green pants.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was like the most, like I didn't have any, I'm like, man, I got this super cool suit and couldn't wear it. And Dustin had these tights that said delicious on the ass. And he was about like 16 years old. And everybody goes, you ain't delicious, you nasty. That's what the people would say to him and stuff. So it was pretty fun.
That's called heat, brother.
Oh, he from the time he put the tights on and walked out to the ring.
Yeah.
He was so small and he had the skater haircut,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was good.
It was good.
When did you and Dustin first team up?
Well, all right. So, like on that show that I was just telling you about, we fought each other in like a cage match. But, so there's, at the time we were Power Pro stooges. I mean, we're just sitting in the ring, but we were on the list to get inside, which was awesome to us. So we were nobody. We just stand in the crowd. We do whatever they told us to just to get a few minutes of ring time. And so we go, we're there. And then they also had MCW on the other side of the town, on Channel 30.
Yeah.
And they had the Mean Street Posse. It was like Joey Abs, Pete Gas, and Rodney.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we said, well, we'll be the Beale Street Posse, and you'll be Dusty Pipes, because his arms was like this big around. Instead of Joey Abs, he was Dusty Pipes. And then like it was Jet Logan, and then me, and then our buddy, my cousin. And so we just called ourselves the Beale Street Posse, and it was like a joke, but then it turned into a shoot, and then it was a big a bunch of people in the group. I mean, I actually have a couple of pictures in my my backpack, because there were some guys in this one picture. It was like Derek King joined it for like one night, and then like everybody wanted to join it and stuff. And then I don't know if y'all remember Joey. You might remember Big Nasty Bill, real big dude. He
worked with him a lot.
And so he was insane, a very insane person. We loved him though. Him and Big Hoss, they were awesome to us.
Yeah.
And then we just started tagging, and so we were the Beale Street Posse, and Dustin made our first pair of bell-bottom tights. The seams on them were like the worst. Like they were jagged, zigzag, but if you didn't see them up close, if you were just looking on the show, they looked good as hell. But he was trying to teach himself to sew. And that was back then, dude. He was like 17. And so he made them for himself. But I'm a little bit taller than him. So my shit looked like damn Urkel. And I was like always trying to pull them down and, just like get them a little bit lower to my legs. And and the first time we really did a good tag spot, though, Sir Moga, they were filming. They got kicked out of the studio in TV5 because of insurance. Nobody could be in the studio. So they come to Dyersburg to this cool. I mean, it was made for wrestling and magic. It's called the Dyersburg Entertainment Center. The guy built it just for that.
Is that Warriors of Wrestling Federation?
Yes.
That building. I've been there a few times. Yeah, I've been there a bunch.
That place was awesome, was it not?
Yeah, I mean, it was set up. It was built for wrestling. It was like it's a perfect little TV spot. Mm-hmm. Almost not as good as what the Wrestle Center is now, but still cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give the Wrestle Center credit now.
The Wrestle Center is totally different than that because
that
place had an upstairs that had a video arcade and it had
true
some stuff. So
and it was
I will
like a metal building, wasn't it?
Yes.
Wasn't it like a metal building? Yeah,
and it's the Dog Pound right now. Where I'm sitting right now, I'm actually at my mother-in-law's house today. We came over to eat supper. She made some burgers and stuff, which were fire. But the old wrestling building is like probably 2 miles over here. From where I'm at right now at her house.
Yeah.
And it's a dog pound. I mean, it's like, I can't even believe that they would waste it. They were, there was I don't even know if I can tell you this like legit, but you have to get Derek King on here to tell you this story. They were going to let Derek have the entertainment center if he, agreed to the terms, if you know what I'm saying. So you'll have to ask Derek about all the terms. I'm not stooging him off on that one.
There you go.
I mean, I want to ask you, are these like Burt Prentice terms or what kind of terms are? Okay, never mind.
Never mind.
3, 4,
yeah, all right. We're good. I get it. But you already knew what I was talking about, so we're
you knew what I was talking about.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Well, we'll.
But we did have fun at that building. I mean, it really was like we thought we were at, because it had the, the light system, and I mean, it was like,
Yeah.
what?
There's a hot crowd in there too. Those fans were hot in there.
I'll tell you this right here. Nick Dinsmore, Eugene, brought
Mhm.
Mark Magnus, John Cena wrestled there.
Mhm.
John Cena wrestled at the Dyersburg Entertainment Center. My mom said he had a shit stain on his tights because, like, she was sitting there crying. She's like, that boy got some shit on his tights. And then he became John Cena. He was John Cena then, and she always says that. She's like, remember when you got that? She has like some little pictures where she would take the little disposable cameras. She would take them of me and Dustin.
Sure.
Yeah.
And she has pictures of, and I go, John Cena wrestled in Dyersburg. Johnny Jeter, you remember Johnny Jeter?
Yeah.
Wrestled his
Spirit
first
Squad.
match in Dyersburg.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at the Peppermint Pond, it was a shithole, but
Yeah.
it was real bad.
What kind of? I'm just trying to get a picture of that. What kind of capacity would be in that ballpark figure?
In the entertainment center, the way it was set up, they had the Starcade ramp, and so you were sitting on both sides, and I mean, it was like going into, you thought you were somebody. There's some cool videos, but I would say you could easily put 400 people in there, no problem.
Nice.
If you really wanted
Yeah.
to pack them in, you probably could get more than that. But I mean, I remember nights we had like 350, 400. That was just the weekly crowd because, I mean, it was just so hot, and and there was no cell phone.
Right.
I'm not saying there wasn't cell phones, but there weren't, smartphones like what we're dealing with now, where we can watch everything.
Exactly.
You don't have to go anywhere. Yes.
Yeah.
It was one of the first. It was one of the only indies I knew that had like a Tron and stuff in it, and it was like like video packages and stuff like that coming out like in 01. You know, like when nobody had that. So
Yeah.
I think that was probably and plus this was a cool thing. Like, so I mean, are y'all married?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, y'all do y'all have any girls like as your kids? I mean,
Yes.
All right,
Yeah,
so
one.
imagine when you go somewhere and every one of these wrestling shows, the first thing that my wife and daughter say, man, that bathroom is gross, or something like. So if you go to a bathroom, like there's one here locally, and I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but it has 4 letters, and it's not in Dyersburg, but it's real close. And they said those are the nastiest bathrooms in West Tennessee wrestling. And I just say that. Now, there's some other ones that were nasty back in the day, but these are nasty, and they wouldn't even use the bathroom there. So that was one of the reasons that I would just never take bookings over there after a while because they were like, bro, I'm not going. It's gross. But the entertainment center had multiple stalls, which was crazy. I go, what? And it was clean because it was brand new. But then, I think people could smoke it. I really think people could smoke in there. I think they smoked while we wrestled.
Yeah.
I'm almost pretty sure they
There's
did.
some buildings like that.
Yeah, and so it was that foamy insulation stuff.
Yeah.
It sucked in all the nicotine, and so it went from being like gray to yellowy. And I mean, I haven't been there in 20 years probably.
So tell us about when you started getting used on television in Memphis.
That was so Derek was our buddy, obviously, and one day me and Dustin, this was like still Power Pro. We did like a dart match, and Randy Hales said something. He was like, hey, how was it? And I was like, the ring's hard. But Chris Bass had wrecked the trailer and lost all the padding and everything on the way to TV. So we set up, there's no padding on and all the boards are, they're not plain. They're sawmill rough cut. So they were kind of cupped or whatever. It was an awesome ring. It was really good. Kevin White's dad owns it, I think. And I just was like being honest because I'm like, hey, if these guys are going out here, they don't need to be bumping around today. Well, he goes to Derek and was like, who the fuck is this kid? And he's like cussing or whatever. And he goes, next week he's going to wrestle Taz on TV or something. Like they thought he was going to beat me up or something. I go, bro, I'll fight that dude on TV. I don't care what I got to lose. I'm going to wrestle Taz. Never been on TV before. So that was like going to be my punishment. Ooh, you're going to punish me by putting me on TV. That's great. So me and Dustin got to do a few things on Power Pro, but we were like around Power Pro. So we were like kind of on there. But then when like TV 30 came, well, there was a little bit of TV 5 that me and Dustin got to wrestle on that was like from the actual studio. But then when 30 came, Spellbinder actually called me and he goes, I think he got I want to say Flex first, but Flex was jacked, yo. I mean, Flex was like coming off the Mr. Tennessee like twice. He was like second place. I mean, he was huge. He was looking good. He was ready. And he got on there first, and then we were all like, oh, that's cool. So then they called Tim, and he was Mr. Compulsive. So he cleaned the ring ropes before he wrestled, and he was in a butler suit. Then he calls me, and Spell goes, can you dye your hair or something so you don't look like the Beale Street Posse? I go, sure. So I grew like the little Batista line, and then I dyed my hair black, which my hair's so thin you could see my scalp, which made it even worse. And my middle name is Reed, and so like I was like, I ought to be Reed Richardson instead of Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four. I said, be Reed Richardson. And so I got to do some stuff like that. Like I got to wrestle some dudes, and I remember the first time I got to wrestle on there. You know, they did one live and they did one tape. Dustin told you they did 3, which is not true. They did one live and then we taped one. So every 2 weeks we do one, you know.
Okay.
And they did not do 3. We do 3 at Memphis Wrestling. We started out doing 4. It was too much, but 3 is perfect. So
sure.
The first one I wrestled that Abyss, but he was Prince Justice at the time. So, you know, I'm wrestling him, you know, good match, whatever. The second one, the second tape, in the taping part, I wrestled Bill Dundee. So, like, I go from being a good guy on one to being a bad guy on the next one. I go, this is insanity. But, then Bill lets me beat the shit out of him. I probably hit that dude like 86 times. And, Joey, if I look up that match and I'll find it because it's on this little website I saw. I was talking to a guy and I told him, I said, I watched it a while back since we've been doing Memphis Wrestling. And I go, I hit Bill like 86 fucking times. This dude hit me 3 times. He did like a snapmare, maybe like a roll up, and beat me with a roll up and just stood straight up. I go, you know, I thought I was getting to whoop Bill's ass. Well, then later, like now, like I go, dude, I whooped that dude's ass, and he just made me like a punk by just rolling me up like I wasn't shit. And I was thinking, damn, boy, he got me. And I didn't even know it till like 20 years later. I'm like, that fucking Bill, you son of a bitch, you know. Dustin also has a really good Bill Dundee impersonation that I got him some heat on one time too.
Well, when did y'all? So tell us. I know y'all were working Memphis too as the lifeguards,
right? So the lifeguard thing started in Nashville. Me and Dustin, which I was a lifeguard, like legit, and we were at the pool. It was like, we should be the lifeguards. Like we should dress up like lifeguards. So we had we got some swim trunks and had them like, I guess, tapered up so they, you know, so they wouldn't get stuck on your legs when you're trying to like do kicks and stuff like that. And, you know, I guess wrestled them up, you know, like gimmicked them up or whatever you want to call it. And Bert, when we got to Nashville, he goes, and you're like a grown up. Like, why are you, you know, because like I have like full body hair everywhere. So I'm having like shave it like every like couple of hours or something, you know. And Bert goes, you're like a grown up. You shouldn't, you're a man. Like, he's like a boy, you know. He's like, you're not a lifeguard. I go, that's my real job, you goof. And he's like, well, I mean, I just don't see it. You're going to be Brad Martin. I go, well, okay. I mean, that was a very Bert Prentice name, if you know what I'm saying, Joey.
Yeah.
And I go, I mean, like, how terrible does that sound, Brad Martin? I mean, like, dude, Brad. And so Bert has me wrestling, and then this kid that Dustin wrestled with, I guess he was like a young boy, and his mom would like bring him to shows, and he was all right. Adam Evans, I think is his name, and you know he passed away. I think somebody ran over him or something. Like it might have been last year, year before. Yeah. I mean, I liked the dude, but he didn't stay around us for a while because he just was coming from somewhere, I think like northern down to Nashville. And so they were the lifeguards. Well, we go to the fair show. It was a couple of days worth of fair shows, and dude wasn't able to be there. And so Tracy Smothers knows me and Dustin, and he goes, bro, they always tag in Memphis. Like, why are you not letting them tag? And so we did a tag match, and then everybody was marking out. And so then we were the lifeguards, and Rick Michaels made us the red lifeguard tights with stuff on them at TNA. At the Asylum in Nashville, while me and Dustin were backstage. Umaga was backstage, Lance Hoyt, CM Punk. I'm trying to think of like all the guys that were just Chris Hero, they were all trying to get in the matches. Julio De Niro, and like I remember one day when they told CM Punk that like he had skulls on his shorts, and so then they put him with like Father James Mitchell and Wolfie doing that new church thing because he had skulls on his side. But that dude was wrestling 7 days a week, sleeping in his car, be at the shows. Me and Dustin were pushing 4 days a week. Now we trained, but we had jobs. This dude was not like. That's why he's doing what he's doing, because he grinded like all the time. And I mean, that's what Dustin does now. I mean, he grinds 7 days a week. That's why he's successful. So, I mean, we had some really cool times. Like, we'd have to drive Brian Lawler up there, and Brian told Dustin one time to take the wrestling lane. I don't know if y'all have ever rode in the wrestling lane. Do y'all know what that is?
No.
I know Brian well enough to know some of this.
Yeah, okay. So the wrestling lane is the shoulder. We're in we're fixing to get into a traffic jam, and Brian throws a big gulp out the window like a grenade, and it hit. And we're in like a Taurus, like a, I mean Dustin's car. It was a new car. It was just like a random generic car. He throws this thing like a grenade. Me and him are sitting in the back, Dustin and Derek in the front. Chunks, it hits this giant truck. So I mean, the guy probably in it was probably like had pistols, all shotguns.
Yeah.
I mean, he was very red, and so he I'm like, dude, we are gonna get killed. And then Brian's laughing. He thinks he's so funny, and so we get right up to it, and then all of a sudden, here's probably a mile. The dude's right behind us, and we pull up. It's a traffic jam on 40. I go, bro, this is not good. And so you can see dude like a couple cars back, he's just inching, getting the car closer and closer, trying to, and I'm thinking this dude's gonna say something. And so Brian goes, take the wrestling lane. And then Dustin's like, he don't know. He's 17. So Brian makes him, like I go, dude, just get out of the car and I'll drive because this dude's crazy. And so Dustin goes, no, I'm doing it. And so he takes the shoulder and we ride, I swear, like 10, 15 miles on the shoulder. And then take some exit, and then got to TV on time at TNA. And when we get there, Derek's sitting in the front, and Brian hollers out the car. He goes, "Orale, Alibaba Rasa," and then ducks down. So then Conan sees Derek, and he goes, "Uh-oh." And like he don't know Derek, hell, he don't know nobody. And so when we walk in, dude, Conan was eyeballing Derek, and Brian was like, "Oh, I'm just fucking with y'all." And then we're like, "Dude, you about to get us kicked the fuck out of this place?" Derek used to take us on some fun stuff. I will say that.
Yeah. Well, tell me now. Fast forward a little bit here. We can. When did the idea come up for the posse? The posse that we know with Lil Chris. I know y'all had many. That was an evolutionary journey in y'all's characters and tag team over many years. So tell us about how that came about.
All right, so I have to say, like, kudos to Little Chris and Mr. Chris, whatever you want to call him, and Dustin, because I would not be wrestling right now if they wouldn't have took all those bumps. I'm up to like 75 bumps in 25 years, so I keep it to like 25 bumps, like here or there a year. I try to keep it low. Don't like to, don't want to fall down too many times. I'm saving those for when I get real low, so I don't, break a hip or something, but. Dustin would always, I will say me and him did bump a lot. We would do that for guys, but when Chris came along, that was Joey. We had talked about this a little bit, like after the Moondog fiasco. I was already in UT Martin. I had already graduated Dyersburg State, and I was in UT Martin. So I would get up in the morning and open the gym up at 4:45, 5 days a week. On Monday, me and Dustin would drive after and go to Burt's TV in Nashville. On Tuesday, I would do school all day. Wednesday, we'd go to Nashville and stay all day at TNA. Thursday, I had school, and then Friday, me and Dustin would be going to some town, and then we'd come back and do Memphis TV on the morning. And so, then the Moondog thing happened or whatever, and like the next week, we were supposed to do TV, and I was just like, bro, I ain't going. I ain't saying nothing. I just didn't go because the guys at Martin that I went to school with been begging me to go to hang out with them and like go to a party or do something. I'm like, I'm gonna just be a regular college person for a while, and I did that, and I hung out, and then I seriously banished all wrestling. I didn't watch Raw, SmackDown, no wrestling. I didn't talk to any wrestlers. Like I avoided all that stuff just so I didn't have to talk to him. The only person I talked to was my cousin because he lived with us, but he knew he didn't like, he knew not to talk wrestling with me or whatever. And we were in class, me and this other dude that played baseball. So I was on the cheerleading squad. This dude was on the baseball team, and we're in this class with who ended up being little Chris. He falls asleep, so we draw on his notebook and like some very inappropriate words and with some arrows pointing to him. And we didn't tell him. We didn't even talk to the dude the whole time. We just, when he was asleep, we wrote it. So that was on a Monday. On a Wednesday, we go back, and we're waiting on him to say something. We're like, dude, he got to put this over. Come on. It's too good. He never said one word. So the whole class were like thinking, and the dude Berryman goes, we should invite him to this party. And we're like, let's do it. So we had this big baseball bonfire, and Chris comes up to it, and Berryman has like a Slash from Guns N' Roses wig on, no shirt, and he's super white. He's like the pastiest person you could imagine. Cut off jeans, and they're out by the bonfire, and he's like, you know, acting super. It's probably like 600 people out there, all the athletes from UT Martin. And Chris comes up and he has the little disposable camera. He's taking pictures. He goes, "This is the best night of my life," and he's taking all these pictures. And so we didn't even really know him. We were like, "Who's this little dude?" And then we always would go to this dude's house to watch Monday Night Football and play Madden on Mondays. So we invite him over, and he hung out. And so we hang out for like 6 months. He ends up moving in. Lil Chris was like me. I had Division I scholarship for cheerleading. Little Chris had it for football. So we ended up like talking or whatever. And he goes, "I just want to stay at your house. I don't want to stay at the dorm." So I was like, "Come on, you can stay." Me, him, and my other buddy that was a cheerleader, we just slept in the living room on all these couches and watched like old school and play video games like all night. And
press pause. Press pause. Cheerleading.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Not to get off track. 60 seconds. How did that?
This dude that I'm friends with from Dyersburg.
Okay.
It's actually his house that we would watch football at. He said, "Man, we need you to come over here. This guy needs your help." And I was like, "Okay, well, what are you talking about? Like, why can't you help him?" And he was like, "You need to help him out, you know." And it was like giving him a shot or something, you know. Like he goes, "I guess I was the only person they knew that knew anything about steroids because I was a wrestler." So I go, "Okay." So I come over there, and I'm like, meet this guy for the first time in a bathroom. And my buddy that I've known my whole life, he goes, "Yeah, this is my friend." And he goes, "He really needs your help." And I was like, "All right." So I help him out. And then he goes, "You should come to practice." I was like, "All right, cool. I'll come to practice." He looked like a baseball player. So I meet him up at the field house. This joker's up in here doing some backflips. And, you know, I mean, he would get drunk and do like back tucks like over and over off the porch.
Jesus Christ.
He's nuts for real. His mom took him to Amsterdam for his 18th birthday, if that tells you anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He just got back from London. He does travel and stuff. So he does these travel like trips. He's a pretty cool cat. But that's how like I met this dude, and he goes, "Hey, try this over here." And I was like, "Bro, why are y'all doing it like that? Why would you not just throw the people all the way up and, you know, just catch them at the top?" He goes, "Well, that's really hard to do." I go, "Man, but that's not, dude. We've been doing this with like I've been picking up Sermo like 350 pounds and body slam." I go, "It's the same thing, 1, 2, same thing as wrestling." And so I'm like, "Bro, this is easy." So the first time like I hit it, and he's like, "Dude, there's 5 of these guys that can't even do this over here." And I'm like, "Well, this is easy. This is horrible." And so they gave me 2 semesters worth of scholarship for 1 semester because the guy was my buddy and he was getting a full ride. Sure. And so they were like, "Hey, we're fixing to compete." And so we ended up competing at the Nationals. We competed at the Forum. We won. And I don't know, Joey, do you remember Randy Rocket, the guy that played Khan on? So he's a cheerleader too.
I did not know that.
Yes, he's really good, dude. He's really good. And he was there, and he goes, "What are you doing here?" And I go, "Man, dude, I got sucked into this." He's like, "You don't wrestle?" I go, "Nope. Quit wrestling. Don't even talk about it." I said, "You're the first wrestler I've saw in a year." So he's like, "Man, this is pretty cool that you're getting to do this because only 18 people get on the floor, and y'all got a team of 26. I go, "I don't know what that means." He goes, "Bro, these people are pissed at you." I go, "Okay, well, that's cool." So we do that. We won the thing in Memphis. We won another one, and then we qualified for the Nationals. So it was like, I mean, you know, for our Division 1A, we had like 11th place at Disney World, but like I'd never been to Disney World. My parents always talked about it, and I got to go to Disney World for free. They shut down the Rock and Roller Coaster in Tower of Terror for a cheerleading thing. I mean, we were down. I mean, it was probably one of the coolest things that.
Nice.
I mean, it was really cool. I have to say, I just remember this guy from Ball State being about 400 pounds, like Aaron Roberts. He's just a monster of a man,
Yeah.
Right.
And he had this girl that was like about 80 pounds. And so she was so small. Our girls were like 120 pounds, always drunk, hanging out. Like, they were not the typical girl cheerleaders. They were like, we were like, what's that? The Bad News Bears of cheerleaders, like everybody's drinking on the side or whatever. Nobody lifts weights, but like me and this one dude, I go, y'all finna get jacked. These dudes, I can't do any flips. I mean, obviously y'all know that I can't flip. These dudes were bigger than me, jacked like freaking Scott Steiner and doing double back flips. I go, dude, we finna lose. Y'all need to get with it. And they were like, but it was really fun to do that. But this big dude, he does a trick where you go down and up and do a backflip into your hand. And then he turned the girl up. I go, dude, I had so much respect after that. Like, I was like, dude, this is really a skill.
It is.
It is really, and it's pretty cool.
Yes. Exactly. So like folks may have their inside jokes and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like competitive cheerleading,
it is really legit. Like I'll have to say, I'm not a great, I mean, obviously I'm not an all around cheerleader. I did every basket, jacked up my shoulder, and stuff like that. But I was in every basket, all the big time stuff. But this other guy, like his name was Chris. He was just a raw athlete. He's that dude that would be doing flips down the hill at recess. You know what I'm talking about? He'd just be like flipping that, and I'm like, this dude could just do stuff that was. He reminded me like of a Zay Washington, just an athlete that. I mean, Zay Washington could be smoking a cigarette and drinking a milkshake and still do a 1.5, into the pool or something. Like he's just an athlete. The kid. I mean, But these guys were really good. And like Battershell, he was like the Dean Malenko of cheerleading. I've never seen anybody that took it so serious. And he's made a lot of money like doing those UCA camps. And he had a full ride at Memphis on cheerleading, back in the day. And then he got in some trouble, and then he still got a full ride at Martin. That's how good he was. And they didn't even give full rides. So it was pretty cool.
Well, where we are starting to run short on time, but let's definitely talk a minute. Let's talk a minute about Memphis wrestling now, and you're the Memphis Heritage Champion now. Like we definitely got to a lot of us enjoyed the posse being Memphis Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Awesome stuff there. But take us to this most recent thing. You've morphed your character now further into the Sycho Simon thing, which there was always that there in the posse. But I feel like now we've seen you come into really something special.
I think so. If you watch, like back in the day, like everybody would always see me and Chris like come in with all the stuff and the makeup and everything, and they would say, "Oh, you guys are heels," and then we would come in the first time, and then we're selling more merch than anybody else, the biggest baby faces, but we look like heels. Well, then. As we evolved, like I remember Bill Dundee told Chris, he's like, y'all don't even have gear. And so little Chris pulls his shirt up, shows him his singlet. And so Bill like kind of was like this, I mean, he's just
Chris used to have that really big hair too. Like,
well, I mean, my mohawk was super tall and we would sit in the car like this
too. Yeah.
For the weekend. So my wife would, like hook me up and put some and she would always say little Chris's hair would just fall down. And so she tried to help him out. Like my daughter would be, she was real little. And so we would, take her to all the shows. But like we hustled. We were really hustling. We were doing some good stuff, but we were always like faces everywhere. Yeah. And then we did one heel thing one time, but it was like just like a little thing. It went over really good. And I told Dustin, I was like, man, dude, I mean, we should be heels, man. Like we're older now. Like, why? Like, he's like, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't know, man. I don't think, man, everybody loves y'all, so don't worry about it. But I said, please, dude. And so that's when he was like, dude, do what you're gonna do, and let's see what happens. And so when we tore all the shit up at the Wrestle Center and did all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then it kind of went from there. And then Chris had to take a break. he's got some, he has some stuff that he had to take care of. And so when he took a break, me and Dustin, which we were talking about stuff, and Sid Vicious, obviously, like my favorite. I went to the haircutting place, and that my friend's mom would always cut our hair. And I took her a picture of Sid Vicious and was like, "Can you do my hair like this?" I'm like, she goes, "In a mullet?" I go, "Yeah, bro. Can you? I mean, this is the best haircut. Can you do it?" She's like, "I don't think you want that, dude." I go, "Whatever it takes, that's what I want." So, I was always a big mark for Sid, and like,
Sure.
things. And Dustin goes, "You're going to be Psycho." And he goes, "Psychos." He's like saying it real loud. And I'm like, man, I don't want to do that. It sounds corny. But then he like sells it to you, and you're going, wait a second, man, it's too good. So, well, if I don't call myself that, they could call me. I'll just be like, and
Right.
So, like, dude, he believes in it. So, like, if he believes in it, you can do it. Like, that's like, any of
Oh
those
no,
guys.
it's worked. It's worked.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
I mean, and it's very protected gimmick because, like, I don't like go out and like shake, talk to the fans or go up and all that kind of stuff. I just, I'm just doing what I do, and it's like normal. Like, I don't go in there and be like, hey, we're finna do duck 2 clotheslines and any of that stuff. We just go out there and we just do whatever, and so it's like no rules, which is fun. It's fun for me.
Yeah.
My favorite person to wrestle though is Derek. I mean, it's just fun to wrestle Derek. It's fun to be with Lil Chris and Dustin out there and do stuff with them.
Yeah.
But like Derek's my favorite like person to wrestle just because me and him can wrestle and like not even talk about, and just go out there and like feel what you're gonna do.
So
and like,
good.
he knows. Yeah, Derek is really good. Like he's so underrated, and I think people sleep on him a lot. But, I'm just gonna tell you, like, though me, Dustin, Derek, and Chris, like, love Memphis wrestling. Dustin Starr loves Memphis wrestling, always has been. He was in this PG-13 video back in the day. We were looking at these videos, and it's like, I said, bro, is that your dad? And then he goes, wait a second. And we rewind the tape. It's his dad, and Dustin's in the front row going, ah. And the only reason we could see his dad because his hair is white. And he's sitting in the front row of the costume. And so, I mean, he eats it up. He loves Memphis wrestling. Derek loves it, but like me, Derek and Chris are role players. Dustin works 7 hours, like 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. He's thinking about wrestling. When his kids take a nap, he's like trying to call you and go, hey, can we do this? Can we do this? I mean, he's eating it up. And that's like, if you notice this, and I'm not like knocking on anybody else from back in the day.
Yeah.
How many stars did you guys see made from after Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee? Jeff Jarrett, maybe,
PG-13, I guess. Yeah.
Brian. But nobody got to get like to the point of those guys. And so, like, Dustin is not wrestling. He don't want to wrestle. He wants to make you. So we got Boz. Dude, Boz would never be on the show back in the day because he would have never got a chance. Dalton would have never been on the show. None of us, I mean, me and Dustin were just getting jobbed out. You just would be out there in a 20-man tag match for 3 minutes. But everybody has a purposeful, like Jay Webb, like if you watched the episode this weekend, he walked out for a couple seconds, but it means so much because the stories are going so long.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be on there every week, but if you can trickle people in, I mean, Dustin thinks about each and every one of these people, and they don't even know it, dude. That's the sad part. If they knew how much he was a fan of all theirs, they probably wouldn't be crying in the back so many times or, man, I didn't get to be on the show today. Bro, I went like 5 tapings with no matches.
Right.
I didn't cry. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I was still on the show.
Yeah. It's like you said, the 2 minutes is still time on the show to get yourself over to do your thing. It's like, take advantage of it. Just do your thing out there and make it work. It's like, there's not, there can't be that much time.
It's really not a lot of time on there.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like when you're thinking in segments. But each, like,
there's
even 5 seconds is important.
Different things. Sometimes you on the show is the flashback to you beating the hell out of Just Incredible.
See, now that's
when I saw you on the show, you're still on my mind because I saw you on the show beating the hell out of him again. it's just a clip, but it reminded me like, oh shit, yeah, like that.
And also,
That really
if you
did
didn't watch
happen.
last week, see, like, or the
I'm caught
common
up.
fan, like, say the first day, you know, you're like, hey, okay, you telling, you know, your friends, you're like, hey, go watch Memphis Wrestling, and you watched it from just this weekend's episode with Buff, you
Yeah.
could figure out what's been going on before. You know,
Yeah.
Sure.
it's very
Well,
purposeful.
I tell you what, we got a little bit of time left. Let's get into some
All right.
word association.
All right.
All right, let me go ahead and get it up here. Here. All right. So, got a couple questions out in the audience. Your favorite match. So we want to knock that one out first.
So far, the Derek King retirement match, just because I really value Derek King as a wrestler. He is one of my favorite wrestlers to watch. And it just means something to me because we share so many memories and stuff. But also, I mean, there was nothing. I mean, the match was like exactly what I wanted it to be, you know, with the story, all the stuff. I mean, perfect send off for him. You know, I went over. So, I mean, that definitely easily, hands down.
Nice.
Good deal. Good deal. Worst injury that you've had in the ring?
So I've only had one real injury, and it was Alan Steele and my cousin in the ring in Dyersburg. I did the elbow from the second rope was one of my moves, and these guys were the wrong position, and I was already on the top rope, and I go, you know what? This is gonna be the shits. You know, like if I get down, I'm gonna look like an idiot. So
Yeah.
and then in my mind I go, well, hell, Jerry Lawler does this all the time with no knee pads. I'll just give him the fist punch. So I blew my PCL out like right there, and I went home and I did not take my knee pads off and my knee sleeves for 2 days. And then I didn't have to have surgery though. And then the next worst injury was when I elbowed Just Incredible, and I did not land on him. I about broke my body because I did not land on him like a normal elbow because he was so messed up. And Dustin was like, land, bro, just land on him. I was like, dude, I would really kill that dude. And then so I didn't, and it about broke my shit. I mean, my back was fucked up. I had to go to Campbell's Clinic, get medicine and some more stuff, and they were like, "Oh, you're good. You got good space with your disc." I go, "That's good," but dude, I was messed up. That's the only, that's what I say 2 times, and because I was trying not to hurt somebody else.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Stiffest opponent?
Kevin Thorne. You see how quick that was? I swear to God, that fool hit me in the back so hard with a forearm, yo. I promise, dude. I said, Dustin, we're hitting people wrong, dude. This dude about to kill me. And then he hit Dustin so hard. And then he chopped my cousin on the back, and like his handprint was like coming out of his back. I go, dude, that boy. I mean, I'm big, but dude, he's a big hoss, man. And he hit me so freaking hard, dude. I thought, like, you know, dude, I felt my lungs hit my rib cage and come
But
back.
he was in Memphis?
Yes, so
he was in Memphis. Okay.
Check this out. This dude wrestled me, and I beat him for the Southern Heavyweight title in Dyersburg, which you know, obviously everything was falling to pieces, but he did pick me to beat him, and like, dude, he would like pull me over the ropes and do the Sheamus, bam, bam, dude. He started that way before Sheamus. People don't give him credit. He got signed at Russ Haas's funeral. You know, but because JR saw him do a eulogy at Russ Haas's funeral. Little known fact, if people don't know that, they said like
they never let him cut a promo in WWE.
Bro,
Not once. I don't.
He really was good, dude, and he had such a cool gimmick. He had these. The one move was like the 7 deadly sins or something. Like he had all these kind of little deal. Oh, he had a triple clothesline thing that was like dances with the devil. Like he had the whole gimmick, dude. It would have been so good, but he just never got the. You know how it is. You don't get the. If he would have been doing it right now in Memphis, I mean, oh my God, we would have just.
All right, what else we got?
Best advice you received?
Oh, Jimmy Valiant in Corinth, Mississippi, to me and Dustin, he said, the same people you're going to see on the way up is the ones you're going to work with on the way down. And he was whispering it like this right here, brother. And he was like being real nice. And hell, that was like 25 years ago, and he's still like the same. But
I know. He looks exactly the same.
Oh, he looks good. I had to say, me and Dustin were cocky pretty. Like, we knew we were good, but it was like, we were like, didn't know how to do it right. Like, to say, hey, probably should have not said that we were like better than everybody else or anything, but it did get us over with Derek. So,
Yeah.
but Jimmy Valiant for sure. He's such a nice person. And one of the better people I've ever talked to is Tracy Smothers. I used to talk to him every Friday at noon during COVID about nothing, no wrestling, just other stuff. And he was just like telling me, like, man, in life, just enjoy it. Like, don't do just wrestling. And I was like, man, I don't know. We just, we was cool. So he was really nice to me and Chris.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, since you're Sycho and whatnot, favorite weapon?
Oh no. I would say probably the chair, because you can do so many different things. You can do like the when they open it up and then throw you on top of it, and the atomic drop on the top of the chair. I love to do that. I did that to James Storm this weekend. But I love to put it in the corner.
Uh-huh.
And I don't, man.
Very
dude,
versatile.
that shit don't hurt me. Like, these people be hitting me. I'm like, hit me, man. But like, I ain't scared to be hit. I signed up for this, so.
Yeah.
Good deal.
But
All
since
right,
you said you said that, though, check this out.
Oh, yeah, we do
hold
need
on,
to get that belt on here now.
Look at that giant right there, boy.
Yes, sir.
There it is.
That is the Dustin Star original with the skull, the side plates. That skull was drawn 20 years ago, and it's been on every T-shirt and every outfit I've had in the last 20 years. I drew that skull like myself, and we just always used it.
Nice. That is beautiful.
The spikes are good too, but I ain't taking these, dude. Check this junk out.
Oh, dude.
No.
I would have thought like that would have been the favorite weapon right there, man. Because if somebody use that, you use that, brother.
I will say one of the coolest ones was when I poured salt in Aaron Roberts' eyes. That was pretty cool because we had spiked him, Then he came back, and then he had the patch on, so I pulled the patch off, poured the salt in his eyes. I mean, who does that? That was pretty
nice.
That's cool.
And supposedly today he did say he was the baddest motherfucker on both sides of the Mississippi. So I mean, well,
Right.
If you pouring salt in his eyes, you're doing something.
Yeah.
All right, last one. When we say Memphis legend, who comes to mind?
Dustin Starr.
I love it.
He deserves it.
I love it.
I'm gonna tell you something though. I wish Jerry Lawler and I wish all those guys would be on the show, because all he wants to do is make them look like they truly should be and highlight them, And if you watch how we highlight everybody on the show, we don't ask anybody to do anything. Like Justin Credible, like he was like, I can do this. Dude, he would not have had any kind of match anywhere as good as he could. Like, dude, they were saying he wasn't even going to show up, all this stuff. We got to do 3 dates. We got the dude paid. He could pay some bills and stuff, for 3 dates. He showed up, he did his stuff. But like everybody, like Buff, he comes out, he has 30 days since getting his leg cut off. And he's still on the show. Happy, smiling. Like if Jerry Lawler was on the show, he would truly love. I mean, if he didn't love it, he would never have loved wrestling in the first place. You know what I mean? Dustin Starr has worked harder than anybody else to change Memphis wrestling, to change the way it was, because there's opportunities to every single person, and not just because he's my boy, and not just because I've known him forever, but I know exactly what he says, and people can say anything they want to about him, and if they want to say something, I'll fight them or whatever. I don't care. I mean, they ain't going to say nothing to me about him because they know he's my guy. He cares about each and every one of those people on the show. He's asked people that are not even affiliated with the show if they wanted to run a show at the Wrestle Center. He's offered it up to them. He's doing stuff like, how many times did you see people wrestle at the FedEx Forum during the Grizzly game? How many times did you see we're fixing to do all these fair shows, all these school shows, and all this stuff, and we do it correct where people get paid. And I hear people say, "Oh, there's not a loop, or people not wrestling every day." How you gonna wrestle every day? You can't wrestle every day. WWE don't even wrestle every day, so stop talking about that. That's so, dude. We could wrestle right here, the 4 of us right here. We could all put on a show from right here, and the whole world can see it, and you never have to leave your house. So why would we have to drive to a town? Now, we did do Tupelo Friday, Gleason this past Saturday, and then TV Sunday. and everybody's ass was tired. I ain't gonna lie to you, but
Sure.
dude, nobody has more big shows than us. Nobody. I mean,
No.
and we are an indie wrestling promotion, and I did say that because nobody pays for anything for us. We earn the money, and the money goes into it, and guys, give the most they can, and and I'm just
Do
saying.
they know that? Do they know that for the entirety of studio wrestling in Memphis, nobody was getting paid to work on TV?
Some people, I don't know if they really know that. Like me and you do, like
So
all
they're
of
getting
us.
paid to wrestle on TV now. They're crazy.
Oh yeah, some people ask, like they'll be like, I'm not saying they're jabronis, but like, dude, nobody knows who you are. You're wrestling in like a little shithole town, and you're asking like,
Yeah.
hey, can I get a little gas money? Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut up.
Yeah.
I'm not getting paid, bro, because we're trying to
Yeah.
do something here. And we started with 5,000 subscribers to now it's like 62. We started with like less than 1 million views. Now it's like 23 million views. I mean, Facebook is off the chain, dude. Facebook, like last 28 days, like 4 million views on Facebook alone. 28 days.
Right.
And I'm just saying, I'm not like, hey, we're not Mr. Beast or Logan Paul, but Logan Paul started just like we did. Mr. Beast started just like we did. Everybody else, I mean, we're all just trying to do a little bit better than yesterday. And
Awesome.
When somebody beats me and I'm done, maybe I can be up there helping sweep the ring or something. Because, I don't know. Like, I'll do whatever I can just to be involved in wrestling. Then you got Randy. He's a great guy that helps. He's been in all the wrestling that I've ever seen in Memphis. He'll do anything you ask him to. You got guys like, Brandon, Dalton's dad. Everybody want to talk stuff that, that Dalton does. Dalton is a good wrestler. I wrestled Dalton this weekend. I mean, I wrestle Dalton every single day and 5 times on Friday because he's good. He knows what he's doing and he won't hurt you. And his dad loves him, and his dad also loves wrestling. It's 2 separate people. His dad loves wrestling, and so does Dalton. So you have 2 good people, that really care about it. Like Big Dan, the security guy. That dude right there will work his ass off. And just to be a part of the show. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
There's like Logan, the referee, John Durden. I know people probably be like, man, I don't want to be a referee. John Durden is the #1 referee in the Mid-South right now. Knows how, I mean, dude's time cues are perfect. I mean, I wish he was in every one of my matches. I do love Will Gibson and Bill Rush. They're both very good, but they don't referee anymore. Logan, I don't know if y'all saw him. He's really tall black dude that's the referee, bigger than all the wrestlers. Did y'all see him?
Yeah.
Dude, he's so good, dude. He's really good at wrestling too. I don't know if he's gonna like turn into the wrestling ref like Danny Davis or something. Dude, Logan has not been refereeing that long. Logan's on the time cues just like that, dude. He is so good. And
it's a natural.
Yes, Ray was a good referee, but Ray has been he's done every job until now. Ray Sanders, Bosby. I mean, just, man, all these guys, man, they're not scared. Main Event Bradley, Colton Cage. Colton Cage drives from freaking Nashville or Hendersonville every single time.
Wow.
And then stay all day at TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to wrap it up for tonight.
Yes, sir.
But we do thank you for doing the show very much. It's been an honor and a privilege.
I really appreciate y'all because we're just trying to spread this word, and just like let everybody know, dude. They don't even know the back. Like, come backstage and see, and you'll see, because you guys got something good going on that everybody likes. Like the first time I saw it, I go, dude, these guys got some good stuff going on. They like wrestling too. Because it's like if you're ate up with it, like I see behind all y'all, everybody's ate up with it. We just ate up so bad we can't stand it. So
I love it.
I ain't mad about it. Are y'all?
No, not at all. I'm gonna keep watching.
My wife hates it. Dustin's wife hates it.
Don't they all? It's crazy.
They tell each other, man, y'all should marry each other. Like, dude, dude, we're good. They be so mad. We're like, oh, we got house heat. We got to hang up the phone, and we can't talk right. Ask Dustin when you talk to him. Say, what's house heat? Ask about house heat. You know about that. Y'all probably got some sometime too.
Awesome, good stuff. Man. So we definitely appreciate the time, man. Love the freaking stories. I have a feeling like you have more stories to tell, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
To have Simon back.
We got to bring you back. You got to tell some more stories, man.
I got some bad stories. I mean, like, dude, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give a little shout out real quick to Tim Grind and his son Lance.
Okay.
Tim Grind did not wrestle for a long time, but he was like legit. Like, he got to do stuff with Too Cool too. He's doing stuff for his kid Lance and like doing stuff. That's what this is about. You know what I mean? This is the kind of stuff, doing stuff with you guys, doing stuff with the Redbirds, with the Grizzlies, and then everybody going together. So like, you doing stuff with us is just like you doing stuff with them too. You're in the crew, you know, you're like in the loop. So next time you gotta have y'all gotta have like a live on location from the Wrestle Center.
Hey, we're gonna make it happen.
I'm with that. Eventually, we want to get to the point where we do it live and y'all doing a show. That's where we want to get to.
I know a guy. I can get that hooked up.
That's what I'm talking about.
For now, we're gonna work. For now, I got an idea to get you and Dustin on here together for one night. So we're going to work that out. Coming up in a couple months or something. We got to work that out.
Oh, that would be fun. He'll like be like, you know.
Nah, come on.
I love it. I love it. For everybody that's watching, we thank you all for tuning in this week. We've just been engaging we overcome the technical difficulties to have an amazing show, and I absolutely love it.
Appreciate it.
To our guests,
hey, were you counting the times that I said shit? Is that what you're doing over on the side in the comments? He's got like 18, 19, 20, 20. I was like, is he counting all the times I'm cussing?
No. That's the live viewer count.
They did pull the microphone back from me one time though too, though, y'all. So that's a story for next time. You ask, like, me and Dustin were on the stage, so that'll be a good one.
Jamie Davis said, "I know 7 6 years."
Well, that's what Dustin said too.
That's because Jamie's not in the locker room; he's in the front watching.
True.
I love it. Oh, just a reminder, guys, that the giveaway is still going on, Joey.
Oh, hey, if you want to do a giveaway, Jamie Davis that just said that. He makes freaking sweet crowns.
I know. Bro, I got to get one.
Dude, he gave my daughter one, and thank you, Jamie, for that. It's purple, her favorite color, and silver. It is amazing. It looks better than Jay Lawler's crown. I mean, like, I've never seen it.
No, I buy it.
What?
He just had a DX crown that was
having one of those. Put up here, something to go along with this championship.
Got his information too.
Oh,
don't worry.
Nice. Shout out to him, dude. You need to get one of those. It's like one of those things that I would love to have. I mean, it's that.
Yeah, it's got to be in a wrestling collection. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all, guys. Absolutely. I appreciate y'all, man. Good luck on everything that y'all do. And if you want to come to the Wrestling Center, just holler at your boy.
Oh yeah, we got to make it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to plan
that. We now know a guy. I love it.
And I will not hit you with a weapon.
Thank you. I was worried for my life here.
You know, we're gonna work it. We're not gonna do that other show like they did that. You know, the big thing.
No.
We ain't doing all that.
Thank God.
I mean, we had to get it in, guys. We had to get it in.
Absolutely.
You're not trying to die.
No, I'm not. Shout out to Sycho Stu, though. Let's give Sycho Stu. You know, maybe he shows up in this wrestling.
Absolutely.
And we like give him
Sycho versus Sycho. Oh my God.
Or a tag team, maybe?
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, Sycho Stu, come on down, bro. We love you, man. We hope you're doing good.
Stuff, awesome. Good stuff. For our guest, Sycho Simon, for Man Up and Enjoy. I'm your boy Cedric D. We will see you guys here next week. Digging in the dirt, guys. We're gonna be digging in the dirt next week. Right here on Bells and Belts.